So today we're checking out the latest iteration of the Zeblaze Stratos, and this new model is honestly pretty similar to the original Stratos with two major differences, which are the design and also an AMOLED screen. So will these changes be worth the premium that Zeblaze is asking for? Let's find out. So the Stratos 2 is sent over to me for review by Zeblaze, and although these were sent over to me, no money has exchanged hands and I will still be providing my honest and unbiased opinion. And if you like this video, please help the channel by clicking the subscribe button and turning on notifications for future tech reviews like that. So this new model retails for 68 US dollars or about 300 Malaysia ringgit, slightly higher price compared to the original Stratos, but again with that two key differences. So if you're interested in getting this new smartwatch, do check out my links in the description below. So the original Stratos has a very streamlined design and Zeblaze does give it a slightly more premium design overall. However, the new Stratos 2 now comes with a more rugged design that gives it a more sporty kind of look. So the main watch case is made of plastic, but Zeblaze does give you some stainless steel material on the hardware as well as the case here and the button. So the top bezel that you see here on the watch face is made of an aluminium alloy material, which also adds a nice touch to the watch. But the font spots as well as menu here, personally not my favorite, and if Zeblaze were to do away with those fonts, I think it will make the watch look a lot sleeker. So the watch band that you get here is a 22mm silicone strap, which is pretty standard across the smartwatch industry, and it uses a quick release pin here so you can easily swap them out as well. The same case as the original Stratos, the silicone that Zeblaze used is very grippy, so I think it's good for sports, but in this case it's very hard, or rather it's very difficult for us to slot this in. You can see how sticky it is to slot this in, but the good news is if you're working out, this doesn't come off easily. So another thing that I think would be nicer if it's gone would be this word sport here on the watch band itself. Honestly, we don't need to be reminded that this is a watch for sports. So it will look a lot better without that. So to the biggest difference of this watch, which is also a very beautiful one, is the display. So I've mentioned in the original Stratos review that it didn't have a nice display, but at that price point, honestly, I'm not complaining. But now with the slightly increased price, I'm happy to see the inclusion of a full AMOLED display on this new watch with the same 1.3 inch 360 by 360 resolution display. Very nice. So you can just look at the screen here and it looks amazing, right? Even this new watch face that Zeblaze gives you is really quite nice. So flipping the watch over to the back, you're going to get your standard issue heart rate sensor as well as SpO2 sensor for your health tracking, and I think this is pretty standard across the industry, and I'm not too sure about that, but I think it's pretty much reused on most watch manufacturers. And at the bottom here, you're also going to get the same charging pin that sits in the cradle that Zeblaze provides, so you can easily charge the watch up. So battery life here is pretty much the same as the Stratos. So with normal smartwatch use, it is rated to give you about 15 days of battery life, and this is my watch about 1 week in, right? I started on Monday and now it's Saturday, and you can see that it's 13% battery left, right? So I would say that's not so much living up to the 15 days battery life, but I do have to have some caveat. I'm running this thing on full brightness most of the time. Only for this review, I kind of reduce so that it doesn't blow out. But most of the time I'm running in full brightness. I wear it to sleep. I walk around with it. I haven't got a chance to exercise with it. So I haven't tested out the GPS timing. But also speaking about GPS, using it for continuous GPS mode, you're going to get about 40 hours of use. And if you are in a pinch, switching the watch to battery saver mode will extend the battery to about 25 days. So for me, that's pretty good. Any watch that can last me past 2 or 3 days, I think is very good already. Charging the watch up from empty takes roughly 2 hours. So feature wise, nothing too different compared to the original Stratos, and they are pretty similar as well. You'll be getting a Bluetooth 5.0 chipset, which is used mainly for syncing data to your smartphone. And this watch also doesn't have any feature to connect external power meters or heart rate sensors. So no ANT Plus support and also no Bluetooth sensors connectivity. So this watch is also rated to be 50 meters water resistant, so you can bring this watch swimming and it should do really well tracking your swims as well. But unfortunately, swimming is not one of the sports tracking that you get inside this watch, so that's quite a bummer. So some other features of this watch includes your 24/7 heart rate sensor, SpO2 monitoring, sleep tracking and stress monitoring, and one of the most desirable feature of a watch at this price point is a built-in GPS, and I'm honestly still very impressed that Zeblaze includes a GPS in a watch of this price point. One thing that I found out when using this watch is there are no alarm features inside here. So I may have missed it out, but I'm going through this watch over and over again and I cannot find an alarm feature. So I kind of can't use this as my daily watch, honestly, because I really rely on my watch alarm to wake myself up, hopefully not to wake the entire family up. This is a feature that is missing in this watch. So if alarm is important for you, something to take note of. So the watch interface here is also very similar to the Stratos with some key differences. And from the home page here, you can press and hold on the screen to change your watch face. So if you hold on to it, right, you will go into this watch face changing mode. So on the original Stratos, you're going to get about 9 preloaded watch faces, but here you're only going to get 3 preloaded ones. So the first 3, which is this one, and this one, is the preloaded watch faces, and every time you can only sync 1 additional watch face, which is this one that I put into your watch. So you will always have a maximum of 4 watch faces here, and it will just keep overriding the last one as you sync different watch faces to your watch. So swiping from the top, you're going to get your notification center. So if you enable notifications, you're going to get all of them here. So I've turned them off for this review itself. So swiping from the left and right is the same. You're going to be able to cycle through the different widgets inside the watch. The first one here is your heart rate monitoring. You can also press it to start your heart rate monitoring, so it's measuring now. So swiping to the next one, you're going to get your SpO2 reading. So that's the information you get. And next you're going to get your sleep tracking. So this is pretty much your sleep last night. So it's not going to give you a lot of information in here itself. You can go into the app to see more details about your sleep patterns, but inside here is just telling you how many hours you slept and from what time to what time. So next you're going to get weather information. Of course, if you connect this to your phone and sync it, you're going to get weather information. And next you're going to have your music playback or your media playback. And lastly, you're going to get your information about your today's information, right? Your calories, your steps, as well as your standing time. And swiping again goes back to the home page. So that's pretty much the widget screens. So if you swipe from the bottom, you're also going to get into your command center where you have additional settings here as well as your battery percentage here. So you can see it's dropping to 11% now. So you can also click on the spot button here at the bottom. So if you click on this, it will go into your workout menu. So here you can choose all the different types of workouts that you have, and you can click on anything that you like, right? For example, outdoor cycling, and the first thing that it's going to do is to look for a GPS signal, right? So if you have GPS signal, of course I'm indoor now, I'm not going to get any signal, but once that's done, then you will be able to use your GPS. So also to enter or exit the menu, press on the top button here and you can access the menu and you can get additional features here. Pretty straightforward stuff. Pretty much everything you get outside you're gonna get here, and it's where I can't find my alarm settings as well. So that's pretty much it for the watch interface of the Zeblaze Stratos 2. So one thing I hope Zeblaze standardizes is their app, because this watch now runs a different companion app than the original, and the original app was called Zeroner and now the new one is called InfoWare. So this creates a very random image for the company and it's confusing for consumers as well. So inside the app, the first page that gives you a summary of your health, your steps taken, your sleep amount, your heart rate info, as well as your SpO2 details, and you can click into any one of it and it will show you information about your particular information. So now I have it in sleep, so let it just load for a bit. So on the second page itself, this is where you can start or stop your activities from your phone, but do remember that there is GPS on the watch, so you don't really need your phone to track your location. So here you can choose the different workouts that you want at the top here, and you can start your workouts. So next to that, you're going to get your device, and this is where you can control most of the settings about your watch and also access the dial center to customize your watch face. But honestly, the watch face here isn't really that comprehensive, but you do get quite a few categories, and you can click into any one of them to get more dials for that particular category and sync it to your watch. So that's pretty much all the features you get with the Zeblaze Stratos app. So I don't have any issues when testing the heart rate and SpO2 sensors on this watch, and I think watches nowadays follow a simple generic algorithm. So testing them against an oximeter is pretty accurate with minor variations here and there. Comparing it with my Apple Watch, it's also pretty much the same story. So if you want something to track your heart information casually, I think the Stratos 2 is also pretty reliable. So I'm not sure if Zeblaze listened to my request, because they indeed gave us an OLED display, which is pretty sharp screen as well, and the UI smoothness is also improved slightly, but still sluggish in certain places. But overall, I'm glad that Zeblaze made the enhancements to this new Stratos 2, so I'll say kudos to them for listening to their customers, and please do check out this watch if you're interested in getting one. So that is it for this review. If you find this video helpful, smash that thumbs up button, share this video everywhere, and if you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.